secret place.
You are welcome to another edition of our weekly Wednesday devotion, a time set apart for prayer and fasting and a deep study in the scriptures to develop intimacy with God. And the theme for this year is in the secret place with the Most High God. In the secret place with the Most High. Today is week 7. Week 7. And the character we are considering today in the scripture is Joseph, a dreamer in the dungeon. Joseph, a dreamer in the dungeon. And we want to consider the focus scripture for us today for our study is taken from the book of Genesis chapter 37, verses 23 to 24. And it came to pass when Joseph was come unto his brethren that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it. The 4 key secret places in Joseph's journey will be highlighted in today's studies, and we'll consider those 4 secret places in the life of Joseph that was actually peculiar to Joseph and from where he was able to do exploit in his life. And so we have number 1. According to the scripture that we have read, Joseph was placed in a pit, the secret place of separation. That pit actually represents the secret place of separation, a place where you are separated from the people of the world and you only stay with God. Separate yourself from them. That's what the scripture says. Separate yourself from them. That was the place where Joseph was separated from the mischief of his brothers, where Joseph experienced rejection, where Joseph found himself all alone. And the scripture in the book of Psalm 23, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thou art with me. That place was almost a shadow of death for Joseph. And so the first major secret place of Joseph was the pit, where his brother stripped him of the coat, and the place where his destiny seemed buried. No audience, no applause, only silence and rejection. Silence and rejection. That was the first place, the secret place of Joseph's encounter on his journey to his destiny. Number 2 is the Potiphar's house. The Potiphar's house actually is the secret place of character formation. Secret place of character formation. In Potiphar's house, Joseph learned faithfulness, discipline, and excellence. Faithfulness, discipline, and excellence. In the secret place of God, God will restructure your life in such a way as to begin to exhibit faithfulness, excellence, discipline, and all characters that are needed for you, even integrity, that are needed for you to get to the place of your leadership. Because without this character, you cannot function in the place of leadership. You cannot function in the marketplace. You cannot function in your spiritual place of assignment. And so Joseph experienced another secret place of encounter with God in the house of Potiphar. He was not reckoned as a son of a rich man like when he was in Palestine. He was taken as a slave. He has been sold as a slave. And he was treated as a slave until the manifestation of the presence of God in the life of Joseph in such a way that exhibit his life and some cogent things that Potiphar was able to recognize in his life that made Joseph to be attracted to Potiphar and to actually carve out a special treatment for Joseph. So for you to be in your secret place, one of the things you encounter in the secret place is the discipline and character formation. Though he was a servant, he lived the consciousness of God's presence. Consciousness of God's presence. And so God was with him. God was with him to give new impartation, to teach him new things, to instill in his life new virtue, new values, values for life that make Joseph to be unique. He was not the first servant or the first slave in the house of Potiphar. Neither was he the last. But his tenure in the house of Potiphar was so unique that Potiphar could not help but put him in charge of everything in that house. So it's a secret place of character formation. That is number 2. That is what we must note, that in our place, in our secret place with God, we have to learn formation, character formation, sound moral standing in such a way as to make us to be qualified to whatever God wants to put in our life that will manifest in our future. That is number 2. Number 3 is the prison. The prison is the secret place of hidden refinement. It's still a secret place of hidden refinement. That one is not in the open. It's not in the family. It was hidden refinement. The life in prison will teach you to have a life that is regimented. A regimented life. A life that is controlled. The time to speak. The time to eat. The time to sleep. The time to wake up. The time to do all sorts. The time of permanent obedience. You have to be obedient to every commandment in prison. There is no exception. No exemption from the discipline of the prison. The discipline gets to a point that you will have your robe in the prison is quite different. It is not the robe you like. It is the robe that you are given. And the robe that you are given even has number. It has classes. You will have to obey every commandment in that place. It is a type of discipline that God requires from those that he will use. A place of hidden refinement. And Joseph's obedience led him to prison, not promotion. What he did in the house of Potiphar. How he ran away from appearance of sin. Hand in prison and not promotion. Yet the Lord was with him. The prison became a classroom where leadership, patience, and discernment were refined. Leadership, patience, and discernment were refined. It's a place where God sentenced you to rebuild you from all kinds of indulgences you have acquired from your father's house. It's a place of highest level of discipline, greater than that of the house of Potiphar. So if you are passing through such a discipline today, your secret place with God will have to teach you that the refinement and the discipline that you take in that place of a secret place is a special one that makes you to become a man that is prepared for as a vessel in the hand of God to do great exploits and to enter into the corridor of greatness, of global substance and of global relevance. That is what you must know, and that is what you must do as Joseph in this generation. The fourth one is the secret place of divine revelation. The secret place of divine revelation. The presence of God that comes to you through dreams, through visions, through revelations, through unusual encounters, through spiritual impartation, through understanding of decoding the mind of God, Because life as we live it is full of codes of God that you need people to decode the things that God has deposited into your life for you to understand what God is saying, where He's taking you, and how you need to be builded in wisdom, in knowledge and understanding to fit into that position. God will train you before He enthrones you. He will train you before He enthrones you. And you must understand that. You must realize that. In your places of rejection, in your places of abandonment, in your places where you are alone, in the prison of your life. And that is the fourth place of secret place encounter. Dreams were released from God. He started interpreting dreams. You have to interpret the dreams of others before your own dreams can be interpreted. Before your destiny helper comes to interpret your own dream, you must have interpreted other people's dream excellently well, because the scripture says whatever a man soweth, that he shall reap. If you fail to interpret other people's dream, your own dreams will not be interpreted. And sometimes it is painful to see other people's dreams being interpreted through your own hand, and your own cannot be interpreted. And so Joseph was a man of patience. He waited patiently. And the one that he has trusted to help in interpreting his dream abandoned him and forgot about Joseph in prison, despite the fact that Joseph reminded him, when it is well for you, do not forget me. Remember me when it is well for you. It's a place of secrets empowerment. It's a place of secrets empowerment. Joseph's consistent access to God through dreams revealed a man who lived in divine communication. His secret place was not a location alone, but relationship with God. And so God gave him a dream. God gave him special skill. God gave him visions. God gave him mighty skills in interpretation of dreams and visions. And in the final place, that is no longer a secret place, but a place of open. When you are prepared in the secret place, God exhibits your excellence in the place of open. It came to a place of global relevance when Pharaoh was looking for an interpreter with excellent spirit. He was looking for a man whom the Spirit of God is, who carries the Spirit of God. And so, Joseph readily came to the open. And that was how Joseph became a man of global relevance in his time. Became prime minister in the most powerful nation in his own dispensation. To what I want to speak and counsel you today on your Wednesday weekly devotion is to use Joseph as an example, an epitome of a man of patience, endurance, and high moral standard that God qualified to rule the whole world. So as we wind down this week, we'll consider our life application, that faithfulness in obscurity prepares you for influence in destiny. The secret place turns captivity into promotion. God trains kings in hidden prisons before unveiling their crowns. Most great men in the world have tasted life in the prison before. It is part of God's preparation to make you to be fit and qualified to rule and reign at his time. We shall consider these 5 prayer points this week. Number 1, you say, Lord, stay with me, even in dark season. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Stay with me, Lord, even in dark season. Number 2, sharpen my gift of discernment. That is, sharpen my gift of discernment. Daniel chapter 2, verse 22. Prayer point number 3. Father, lift me from the dungeon to destiny. Psalm 105, verses 19 to 22. Prayer point number 4. Help me maintain integrity under pressure. Help me maintain integrity under pressure. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 3. Number 5. Let your presence announce me at the right time. Let your presence announce me at the right time. Psalm 75, verses 6 and 7. Thank you. This is the end of the broadcast for week 7 this Wednesday. We look forward to week 8 next week. You are blessed.